Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I would like to conduct an experiment. The experiment is about conduction for grade 7. And the title of this experiment is What is heat conductor and insulator? The objectives of this experiment is after conducting the heat transfer experiments, students be able to distinguish between the heat conductors and insulators and apply the term in real life. So before we conduct the experiments, here is two videos about conductions that will improve your understanding about conductions. So here it is.
Let's talk about heat transfer. What we're really talking about here is how energy moves, specifically heat energy, and how it gets from point A to point B, whether it be here on the surface of the Earth, up in the atmosphere, or even out in space. Heat transfer occurs really in three ways, and these include conduction, convection, and radiation. Let's take a look at each of these, starting with conduction. This is heat transfer as a result of molecular contact. The best way to understand conduction is by thinking about an example. So here I have a metallic spoon, and I imagine holding a match underneath it. Now what we know is that spoon is going to heat up, and not just the part of the spoon that's over the match, but rather the spoon as a whole. And the reason this happens is because of conduction. Energy from the flame is causing the molecules within the spoon to vibrate, and that's transferring energy from one to the next, to the next, to the next, until the entire spoon has warmed up. That heat has transferred throughout the entire material. Conduction is going to happen most effectively in solid materials.
Conductors versus insulators. Conductors. Material that allows thermal energy to flow easily through it. Insulators, material that slows down the flow of thermal energy transfer through it. Metals are great conductors and are used as materials for cooking dishes. The particles in the metal move easily to collide with and pass along kinetic energy to neighboring particles. This allows the metal cookware to heat up quickly. Metals quickly transfer the thermal energy from the stove to the food or liquid inside. What do you think will happen if you use a metal spoon to stir your food and you accidentally leave it in there? The spoon will quickly transfer the thermal energy from the hot food to your hand. This could give you a burn. Not only do conductors heat up quickly, they also cool down quickly. Coffee that is poured into a metal cup will cool down faster than coffee poured into a ceramic cup. The thermal energy of the coffee will quickly transfer through the metal cup to the outside air. Paper, wood, and styrofoam are good insulators and are commonly used to keep our food hot or cold and are used as cooking utensils. Ice chests use materials that are good insulators to prevent thermal energy from the outside getting in. This keeps the food inside cool. Coffee containers use materials that are good insulators to prevent the hot coffee from transferring its thermal energy and cooling down. What do you think would happen if you used a wooden spoon to stir your food and accidentally left that in there? The thermal energy from the food would transfer through the wood spoon to your hand, but at a slower rate than the metal spoon. It will feel hot, but not as hot as the metal spoon.
After watching the video, now let's jump to the experiment. First, I will tell you what is tools and materials that need to be used in this experiment. The first is wooden spoon. Second, metal spoon. Third, plastic spoon. Fourth, boiled water. 5. Bead. 6. Bowl. And the last is butter. After that, we can continue to our experiment. The first step is place a little bit of butter on the very top of the spoon and place the bead on the butter for each spoon. The second step is arrange the spoon inside the bowl. And the tips is put the metal spoon in the very top of other spoon. So when the water added, the spoon won't float. And third, pour the boiled water to the bowl as the heat origin. So what happened in the video? As you can see that the butter on the top of the metal spoon is sliding to the bottom of the metal spoon. It's happened because the butter of the metal spoon is melting from water in oil emulsion to liquid form. It happened because the butter received enough heat to perform physical change. So back to our first material is that conduction is heat transfer by molecular contact. And in this case, the molecule of boiled water get into contact with the molecule of the spoon. And that's make the molecule of spoon vibrating due to heat insert to the molecules. The vibration make the spoon become hotter. And then here comes the heat conduction or heat conductor and heat insulator. So as we know that metal is heat conductor, therefore the heat transferred easily, while wood and plastic is heat insulator, therefore the heat is hardly transferred. So the butter on the metal spoon is melt while on the wooden and the plastic spoon isn't. And that's the result of this experiment. Thank you for watching.